Hi! Hello everyone, this is Aegon of Astora, and welcome back to my blind playthrough of Elden Ring. This is episode number 59, being recorded on Friday, June the 9th, 2023. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, whenever it is you find yourself watching this. So I mentioned that it's episode 59, at least I think it's episode 59. You know, I'm reasonably certain that it is. However, I have screwed up the episode numbers of, 4 of the last 10 episodes, something like that, while, doing the greeting. And the reason for that is, as I may have mentioned in one of the last few episodes, is that I've been just trying to record episodes as quickly as I can and haven't been fully up to date on video editing or video descriptions or anything like that. As such, it's been kind of a blur, and the episode titles sometimes get lost on me. However, I did just get caught up on some editing, some video descriptions, and some thumbnails. And the last thumbnail I did was for episode 58, in which we were in Miquella's Haligtree, as in this area. And yeah, so I'm reasonably certain this is episode 58. Something I noticed when looking for thumbnails was these tree, they look like gravestones. Obviously not that, and this is obviously the Haligtree and not the Erdtree. So that's the first thing. I may have noticed this statue, but not, I don't know that I explicitly pointed it out. It's a variation of the other statues in the area where it's a woman comforting a child. Which sort of, I guess we'll explore that in greater detail as we go forward, because we may end up meeting the woman with whom this statue is associated, potentially, who knows. And so I have a couple other items on my list here. So the first one is that, I expressed in the previous episode that I had some anxiety about, anxiety is probably too strong a word, but, I was concerned about progressing here without first going to deal with the Mogwin Dynasty palace, whatever it was called, and that I was worried I might be closing off some quest lines by pursuing this one to the end. And that concern still remains. However, what I've done is I've set up a restore point and turned off auto sync for my saves, so if that happens, then in theory we can just roll back to this point right here, and it'll be fine. So there's that. The next point I wanted to make, I have 2 points, maybe 3 points remaining, and I suppose we can just get to those as we proceed. The first one is, let me just look down so that I'm not walking off the edge here. Is we've learned that the Haligtree is sort of this refuge for the unwanted. Perhaps for what you might describe in... Is this in Dark Souls 3? I think it was in Dark Souls 3, this idea of a bastard. And the term bastard in English, we say, bastard as like a swear word, but there's also the literal meaning, which means, a child without a father. But in the meaning of the term as FromSoft has used it in the past is also to mean just someone who is generally unwanted. Not necessarily specific to, the absence of a father. And Elphael, Brace of the Haligtree. It seems to me, anyway, that, and, we've essentially been told that this area, as well as sort of the Haligtree town, are essentially, a refuge for the unwanted. And so what's interesting to me about that is that the brief time we spent at the Mogwin Palace, and just at the Mogwin Palace approach, you could see that there were second-generation Albinarchs all over the place there. Or were they first-generation Albinarchs? The ones that look like Which ones? We have one of the helmets, I think. Yeah, these friends. A young Albanarch. And so the Haligtree being sort of this place of unwanted people, that means that you have all of these people coming to the secret path to the Haligtree, which was here, hidden path to the Haligtree, I should say. And then they come here, they're looking for the Haligtree, and then somehow they end up getting turned around going over here, and it was somewhere around here where the sending gate to the Mogwin Palace was. So it's kind of sad because Luminary Moog is seemingly taking advantage of all of these people who are coming here looking for a refuge, the refuge of the Haligtree. He's like, oh, I guess this isn't Moog, but what's his face? Oh, come here, little lambkin. Come to this sending gate. Oh yes, this is the refuge you're seeking. Gosh, what was his name? White Mask Foray. Thank you, Mind. It's a little bit later than usual. It's 7:30 in the morning today. Because, yeah, as I mentioned, I spent some time doing thumbnails and whatnot this morning. Expecting Aurelia of Astora to be up any minute now, but I was also much too curious about this to just sort of, not play at this point. Okay, so this is Site of Grace right there. However, a very potentially deadly looking Clean Rot Knight friend there. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to talk about, that the hidden path to the Haligtree. So it's a path being followed by all these people who are unwanted, and so presumably Luminary Moog and his minions are sort of taking advantage of that by diverting people who are trying to reach the Haligtree. And, we saw people just sort of bannermen just sort of wandering the river area as well with torches and whatnot. And, granted, that's a thing they do in every area they're in. However, you could perhaps argue that they're doing that because they're searching for, a place of refuge. So, yeah, anyways. So the next item on my list is the meaning of consecrated snowfield. So snowfield in the name is obviously quite obvious. It's a field with lots of snow in it. Consecrated, however, refers to basically something that's sacred or something that has been blessed through some sort of spiritual or religious ritual. Okay, so this friend is going to destroy us, aren't they? Okay, that wasn't too bad. I thought I heard footsteps behind us there, so I got really paranoid for a second. Who are you? And again, these same candlesticks. Prayer room. That makes sense. Wow, look at this stained glass. Absolutely tremendous. The attention to detail, the just how imaginative the world is. I've been comparing it to obviously past Souls games and Bloodborne, because even though I consider Bloodborne a Souls game, of course, because those are the games I'm experienced with. One of these friends, they have some blessing of their own. I wonder what that's about. And yeah, I'm reminded by some of the comments, most notably those of Cassidiv. Okay, so we can drop down there. I'm reminded of the fact that, I only have a small sort of fraction of experience in terms of FromSoft games, that, in fact, this game, you could argue, is almost more akin to the Kingsfield games than it is the Souls games in Bloodborne. Although, again, I would argue, oh, that's interesting. I would argue that Bloodborne is a Souls game, so I don't know why I'm separating them, but I think what I meant to say was the Dark Souls games and Bloodborne, and I suppose Demon Souls as well, but... Oh. Well, that's sad. Also potential thumbnail material. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay, now, oh, I was gonna say I don't want to wake these friends, but I suppose it is what it is at this point. I did want the item. What is this bowl they're hanging out around? Oh, is this where the boluses come from? They come from a bowl? Yeah, what is the source of light here? That is fascinating. And so, yeah, I guess that's it for... Oh, I do have one more note here, which is something that we noted when this happened. However, it's worth, I guess, noting again, which is that we did promise Latenna that when the fighting was over... Well, there's a Erdtree avatar. Why is an Erdtree avatar here? That's interesting. Are they like an invading force here? Yeah, that's fascinating. So we we promised Latenna that we would lay her to rest next to Lobo, Haligtree Helm, when the fighting is over. I don't know what that means in terms of, like, do we have an opportunity to do it before going to New Game Plus or something? Or if we should just go do it. Have you spotted anything, friend? Oh! Okay, serves me right. Alright, we'll carry on, I suppose. Oh, man. Lightning Great Bolt. Haligtree Helm. Helm worn by soldiers sworn to the Haligtree. An iron helm graced by a crown of unalloyed gold. Increases faith. So, I'm wondering now whether it might be worth going back to drop down. Yeah, let's see. Alright. Try ranged battle. Time for Dastard. I actually don't think we need dastardly tactics right now. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Alright, well, no reason not to use a stone sword key because we have so many. Triple Rings of Light. One of the incantations of the Golden Order fundamentalists produces 3 rings of light and fires them forwards. The rings of light return to a position close to the caster before disappearing. This incantation can be cast repeatedly. A gift from the young Miquella to his father Aegon. Okay, for some reason I'm dropping some frames here. Hopefully not too many. There is another room that we will need a stone sword key to access. This, perception is a problem, seemingly, for these friends. Smithing stone level 7. Yeah, they look more or less the same as the rest of the Lord Sworn. Are they saying be wary of this thing here? Looks like an elevator shaft. Okay, this is, yeah, the staircase where we just were. Oh yeah, that's yeah, that's a bottomless drop. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. I like the layout of this entire place already. Quite a bit, in fact. I am very curious as to why this Erdtree avatar is here. And, yeah, that's something for us to figure out. Miquella Knight's Sword. Sword forged by servants of Miquella of the Haligtree, with a design modeled after those carried by Carian knights. Instead of glintstone, however, amber from the Haligtree is embedded in the blade. A sumptuous piece, yet it has never offered. Pardon me. A sumptuous piece, yet it has never been offered to any knight. An ill-starred sword with no master. Instead of glintstone, however, amber from the Haligtree is embedded in the blade. That's very interesting. And we've learned, of course, that amber is, you know, contains the remnants of gods from times past. Very interesting, some of the sort of iconography here. And the fact that this area is described as brace of the Haligtree, but it also seems like the Haligtree is a brace for this place, if that makes any sense. So it goes both ways, in other words. Sorry, friend. The music here is quite nice also. Although I say that more or less every area we come to. But then I often find myself maybe getting sick of the music. That's probably a bit too strong, but some of the music just, you know, doesn't quite have the staying power you might hope. But maybe that's just me. Haligtree Greaves. Yeah, more or less the same as the other Lord Sworn sets. Or pieces of armor, I should say. There is another clean rot knight. No. More than one of them. Oh. Oh, that's bad. That's not good. Okay. Let's retreat. Oh my gosh, she's still after us. Ooh. Oh my gosh, these friends are aggressive. What the heck was it? Was it... Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. Oh my goodness, we messed up, friends. Okay, it seems like the Clean Rot Knight, though, is retreating, chaining back to their original spawn, so that's good. Okay, so I think we're fine. I don't remember what the... Was it Order Healing? No. Gosh darn it. Cure Poison? I don't think it's that either. What about Flame Cleansing Me? That's it. Indeed. Oh, okay. You know, we should have tried to use one of these things, the Bewitching Branches, when we were... Oh, friend is still here, okay. He said, there you are. Wow, okay. Oh, we're almost dead. Wow, okay. That was embarrassing. I'll put it like that. That was not good. Oh, okay. Nothing to report. The brace of the Haligtree is totally safe. Alright, so... Just want to make sure there are no other friends around here. Okay, I have a feeling this is not going to work, but it's worth a shot. Oh yeah. Let's do it, friend. I have a feeling this is not going to last for very long. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, still under our spell. That lasts longer than I would have expected it. I feel like the Shaman Bone Blade barely lasted like 30 seconds. But maybe I'm misremembering. Old Fang. There are a lot of scarabs here. Someone just see us? Oh, this friend. And then he didn't. Alright. Or is it a friend up here? Okay, so I think this is more of an exit than an entrance. Because I don't think we can jump that high. No, definitely not. This friend's on a roller coaster. So, oh, there's a guy here. No, there's not. Oh, there's a guy here. No, there's not. Whoa, is that a second Erdtree avatar? Or is that the same one that was just sort of walking around? No way this friend is still charmed. Okay, that's incredible. It's too bad they don't follow you, though. Oh well. Can't have it all. Oh gosh, darn it. There are friends from like every faction here. So many different ways to go as well. The level design here, again, as I mentioned earlier, I am a big fan of. It's another one of those places you can do in seemingly multiple different ways, which I'm a huge appreciator of. Who's this? Oh gosh, darn you. Question is, can we get them with a bewitching branch? I'm gonna assume not, because they're just staring at the doorway. No. It's gonna be the death of us. Yes, we did it. Sweet. That's what I'm talking about. No, he's not doing well though. Oh gosh, darn you. This could. Hey, there is someone here. Spirit Flame Arrow. The sound of this scarab is giving me the heebie-jeebies, I gotta say. Trying to kick there. Silly me, I was one-handing my weapon, which meant that it was always gonna be a parry, not a kick, but anyways. Okay, we only have 2 flasks remaining, so we have to be rather careful, even though we do have the HP regen thing equipped for doing damage to friends. And also, yeah, I know we could descend over there, but still more stuff up here that we should probably explore first. Because if we had gone down, at least it would have been a mistake, at least in part, because these friends would have been shooting at us. Well, we can summon someone here, so who else to summon but Regret? Haligtree Soldier Ashes. Oh, I should have waited. Ashen remains in which spirits yet dwell, used to summon the spirits of 4 Haligtree soldiers. Spirits of common soldiers who carry the sacred light. When weakened, they explode to deliver a last-ditch attack. This was the bitter revelation discovered by the desperate soldiers who awaited the return of their lord to the rotted Haligtree. May the flash of our deaths guide Miquella's return. Okay, so Miquella is at the temple then, the Lord of Blood's temple. That, I think, confirms it. The one ghost friend was saying, "Ooh, Miquella, please return to us. The Lord of Blood will pay the ultimate price." So, yeah. Okay, if we go there, we're gonna lose regret. So, let's not go there just yet. And so, yeah. So the boss in this area then is going to be who? Millicent, maybe? AKA Malenia? Oh, gosh darn it. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Oh, this friend has a ton of HP as well. Oh, we're dead. We're dead. Wow, what a complete obliteration there. Granted, we lost a lot of HP just doing silly things there. So we should perhaps try to be a bit more cautious this time around. Yeah, I'm still losing about 1% of frames due to encoding lag, so I don't know what's going on there, but my apologies if that's noticeable. I do have about 150,000 runes or something, so yeah, might as well equip one of these branches. Not that we necessarily need the runes, but we have those items, so might as well use them. That was close. Of all the people to put in charge of having the horn, you put this friend in charge. Oh, that's brilliant. Alright, so... Oh, that's so funny. Sorry, friends. Didn't leave me much choice. Okay, we know what to do here now. Absolutely love that. I suppose you could just sneak by both of them. Oh, what the? I guess that makes sense. Friend, you gotta help me out here. Whoops. So yeah, we also learned from that the Haligtree is rotting. From that item description, I should say. Did that friend just drink from a flask? Have we seen that yet? I don't know that we have. Like, we've seen other tarnished NPCs drinking from flasks, but I don't think we've seen just a regular old Lord Sworn friend doing that. Whoop. All right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, so you really... That's not a good way to go. So we really ought to be taking that spot there. Or perhaps going down here, but we do have our runes over there, so maybe we'll just skip that for now. How did you even see me coming, friend? Oh, are you joking? That was ridiculous. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. We're dead. We're dead. Oh, come on. Alright. Well, I don't know how many sacrificial twigs we're going to want to waste here, but might as well use another one. Sacred crown, helm, and ivory draped tabard. Yeah, these Lord Sworn are quite strong. Thank you, iframes. Oh, come on. These friends really do hit hard. Flanged iron cap adorned with a crown of unalloyed gold increases faith. Worn by foot soldiers sworn to the Haligtree. Who is it that Miquella shall bless, if not the low and the meek? Ooh, good thing we grabbed that before they fell. Smithing stone level 8. Okay, that's where we don't want to go. We want to go this way. This is the path that is at once more difficult and easier. We needed to take out at least one of them. Oh, come on. Whew. Where'd the other clean rot knight go? Okay. Yeah, no matter where you approach this spot from, there were just friends everywhere. I swear to... There was another... Oh, there they are. What the heck happened to this friend? Okay, I'm fine with that. To at least get them the heck out of here for now. Unless they were down there and they climbed up the ladder. Which... Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Wow, that's amazing. Oh no. I was not expecting that. Oh, so he wasn't drinking a flask. He was drinking some sort of poison mist and then spitting it out at us. Wow. Okay, this place is tough. For the first time in a while, and I've said this a couple times, but it's definitely true now. For the first time in a while, I feel vulnerable. Yeah, that's, there are pitfalls no matter where you look here. Okay, I think the smart move here might be to summon Latenna. Or, yeah, maybe we'll just do some range damage of our own. I sort of scoffed at the notion earlier. It's looking more and more like the smart thing to do here. A little bit of cheese. And I'm okay with that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. That's not exactly what I had in mind. Okay, so we might have to rethink that approach. There's this grape orchard. I almost called them an orchard. This great bow archer here who did quite a number on us last time. Okay, So what is this tickle? The left side of my chest, I feel a flutter, you know? Is this what heart disease feels like? Okay, I am not above this. Not after what they did to me last time. All right. Oh no, all your backup is gone, friend. What happened? Uh-oh. I shouldn't talk too much smack. Oh, gosh darn it, okay. Yep. Serves me right. Okay, we need to summon Latenna. Oh, that's a dreadful place for her to be summoned. Gosh darn it. Oh, man. Okay. I was hoping it would summon her, like, next to the thingamabobber, next to the ballista. Okay, this other Haligtree Knight is still here. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay, Latenna's drawing her aggro at least. Whew, alright. Arteria leaf. Well, thank you for that, I guess. Oh. That's dreadful dodge. And that I didn't dodge at all. What the heck? What happened there? Oh, the tennis hitting. Hit. This is the perfect angle for Latenna. We just have to keep the friend here and we're good. Oh, that's bad. Oh, thank you, Lieutenant, you saved us. Whew. My goodness, we have 300,000 runes. Jeez Louise. That is a lot of runes for just going through the area. I don't anticipate there's going to be much more for Lieutenant to do at this point. Haligtree Night Gauntlets, Sacramental Bud. Yeah, nothing really. Whoa. Okay, Site of Grace. Probably don't want to rest, do we? No. Don't want to respawn all those friends. Let's go loot any items we can first. What is the name? Elphael Inner Wall. What the heck is going to be behind that door? That is the question. Okay, we do still have to go down there. Of course, that's going to entail dealing with all of those multi-armed and legged friends. But at this point, it's looking like that's more or less all there is here. So, yeah, let's descend the ladder, I suppose. Who is she shooting at? I suppose this friend up there, maybe? Whomever it is, I appreciate it, Lieutenant. You are a tremendous ally. Okay, no. Yeah, we're gonna rest at the Site of Grace. I would rather do that and use my runes than getting caught in this loop of unequipping things, re-equipping them, and yeah. So we're just gonna equip that, then have a quick rest. Can you even open this door? No, you can't. That's pretty cool, though. Alright, there's a ladder here, so let's see where this leads. If it leads back, we'll take it. If it leads forward... Okay, it looks like it leads back. Haligtree Night Helm. Helm worn by knights sworn to the Haligtree, graced by a crown of unalloyed gold, increases faith. So the crown of unalloyed gold increases faith. Okay, so... this doesn't seem to lead anywhere. Oh, you know what I just realized? We could have used the Shaman Bone Blade thing on these friends. Or in the friends up here. Just behind this brace here. And actually that would have worked out rather well, I think. I've got to be missing something here. That can't be all this is for, just a helmet. Unless you can make that jump. I don't know if you can, though. Let's see. Oh, you can. Okay. I was not expecting that. Okay, so basically we still need to explore this entire lower area. God, beautiful this place though. Oh, you know what? I should have just tried that. Whoops. Okay, hold on. Those friends still chasing us? Yeah, let's give this a shot. I'm very curious. We can still craft a few more of these, I think. Let's see. Oh yeah, we can craft quite a few. Craft another 20 for now. Okay, well, I suppose now I have to make the jump again, though. That's the other problem. No, I missed it. Gosh darn it. Whoops. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to make that jump again. I was surprised when I made it the first time, so... Ooh, beautiful. Okay, here we go. Oh no, no, he's on our side too. Okay. Okay. Didn't quite work out. That's not what I wanted them to do, obviously. Oh man, friends. You had a perfectly good ballista up here. Perfectly good ballista you could have used. Oh man, that's pretty funny. One more hit. Oh, thank you. Alright, again, this is the first time in a while I felt really vulnerable. Why did they even bother giving them this animation? It is absurd. You can see the particle effects before these friends even warp out of the thing. Warp out of the ground. I don't know how you would describe it. Emerge from the floor. There are leaves falling everywhere. And so I wonder if we're to take that to mean that the Haligtree is shedding its leaves. Because the Haligtree, much like the Earth Tree, is also dying. That's how I would interpret that. crud. Thankfully, regret isn't poisoned. It was just regret. Some jokes are probably already old, but I'm going to pretend they're not. Ooh, legendary item. Lord's Rune. Oh, we already have some of those. Runes of one who was destined to become a lord, but when the Elden ring was shattered, all that remained was a distant duty. Ooh, Crystallian friend. Oh, they have a lot of HP. There's another one here as well. Oh, and another one. One more hit. There we go. I would not want to run up against regret and regret. That's for sure. Okay, regret is right near the edge of the spawning area, although they seem to be okay. So these crystallians are also rotting. Just like the ones we fought in that boss fight in one of the dungeons. Still not sure I understand the crystallians, but intriguing all the same. Oh yeah, here's another friend. You can see the particle effects, indicating they're about to burst up from the netherworld or something. Uh-oh. Whoop. It's amazing how often you clip through the floor here. Beast blood. Why is it always crafting materials? Oh, another one. Oh, this one thankfully is not too alert. Good job, Regret. Thanks, Regret. We're getting quite a lot of Ghost Glovewort. There's that Stone Sword key door we saw earlier. From up above. No, not another one. get wrecked, though. Oh, what? Oop. Oop. What even was that regret? That was, yep. I don't know if any of these will heal regret, but it's worth a shot. No, come back here. Oh, you silly friend. Let's see. What about this one? No, I don't think that worked. Whoops. I think you need a specific type of heal for that to work, which, you know, we have upped our stats to 20 at this point, so we should maybe revisit our spells and see if there were any additional spells we can equip that might prove useful. Okay. Marika's Source Heal. This legendary talisman is an eye engraved with an Elden rune, said to be the seal of Queen Marika. Greatly raises mind, intelligence, faith, and arcane, but also increases damage taken by a similar measure. Solemn duty weighs upon the one beholden, not unlike a gnawing curse from which there is no deliverance. So both Aegon and Marika have that last line about solemn duty and a gnawing curse. As opposed to the Scar Seal, which, oh, okay, yeah, so Aegon and Marika each have their own Scar Seal and Sore Seal. So they're the same rune, but one is like the initial sort of carving of the rune, etching of the rune, and then the second one, it's sort of not flattened, it's like collapsed in on itself. Very interesting. Okay, now we need to... We still have those like intermediate areas that we need to drop down to. There is an Erdtree avatar up top that we have yet to deal with. So it might be best to just warp back to the first site of grace of the area, because I'm not seeing any like ladders or anything that would lead us up except for that one, but I think that one just leads to that one side area. That wouldn't lead us all the way back to where the Erdtree avatar is. Yeah, this is where that room was with all of the friends who were obliterating us earlier. The Clean Rot Knights. Yeah, indeed. Okay. So yeah, maybe we'll just warp back. Uh-oh. Oh no, no, we can't warp back because we aggroed the friends. Clean Rot friends. Thanks, Regret. No problem, Regret. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. Well, I suppose you could always brute force them and, yeah, you end up being fine. Yeah, nothing new, but okay. Yeah, let's go back to the, I think it was the prayer room. Oh, wrong way. Sorry, friend. How much do we need to level up, actually? We need another 42,000. So, might as well just use one of these Lord's runes. It's interesting. You can actually see a little bit of gravity in the animation that you see, so you don't see that with the lower level runes, I don't think. Let's see. Okay, never mind, you do. There's the little bits of purple that shoot out when you're using the rune. And yeah, I'm gonna file that upstairs for now and think about what that might mean. Okay, so yeah, as I would have mentioned at the end of the previous recording session, but I had to end it quickly and go help with Elphael of Astora, so I don't know if I got cut off or not, but I googled it, and apparently the soft caps for vigor and strength are 60, so that's why we're increasing those now. Up to 60. And that's what we'll continue doing. Oh, thanks for the rating, friends. Okay, so... yeah, we need to find our way to that bridge there. That one. That will never get old, I don't think. Just no sense of awareness whatsoever. Okay, this is, can we make these jumps? It's gonna be difficult, I think. Oh yeah, we have to be able to make that jump. Beautiful. Newman's rune. So we heard that someone, I know it literally just happened, but that was yesterday or the day before, that someone was, I think it was Marika was closer to the Newman. And we first got the Newman rune from fighting those operatic opera singer gargoyle friends. So is that to say that Marika is related to the opera singer gargoyle friends in some way? Oh, I was trying to run in the opposite direction because we're running out of space in this direction. Stop it with your jump. It's my least favorite of the archery avatar's attacks. Well, after this one. Oh, for that exact reason. I'm never quite sure what's behind us. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for the long delay on that one. Could have been bad for me otherwise. Oh, that's dreadful. got greedy. Come on, item drop. Rotten staff. Hoping this will tell us why the Erdtree avatars are here. Ceremonial staff depicting the Erdtree in its historic radiance. It festers with scarlet rot, wielded by the avatars who protect minor Erdtrees. No. So no hint as to why. No hint as to why they would be here. There's still so much to explore here, seemingly. Though it's possible we're not going to explore everything here, which is to say, it's possible we're not meant to explore everything here. And that there are some places that would just be inaccessible. But to me, it looks like those are just lower polygon versions of areas we will be actually exploring. But perhaps that's wishful thinking. Really cool design of this place. Perhaps I'm imagining this, but it looks like this friend has a red tint. Which is perhaps an indication that they are, that they have this scarlet rot affliction. Oh, Kamehameha! Oh, that's more like Vegeta's attack. Was it the Gatling gun? One more. There we go. Somber Smithing Stone level 9. So that's it for this side area then, I guess. We've already looted that room. Because, yeah, there's that corpse there. Alright, on to the next site of grace, I suppose. I don't know that we've caught that scarab, but it's possible we have. Again, I'm recording this over the course of several days. This is where we entered the area. Indeed. Okay, let's go back to the inner wall. Okay, so the roots are running through the brace. And so the idea of a brace is, of course, it suggests that there exists a need to support something against something else. Okay, that did not work. That didn't work. We definitely landed it, but it didn't work. Where's Flame Cleanse Me? So yeah, I don't know what to think about that, but yeah, the idea of a brace is essentially you're supporting something. And so Elphael was seemingly put in place to support the Haligtree, suggesting, of course, that it required the support. Oh, come on. Thank you. Oh, come on. Gosh darn it. More rest at the site of grace after we're done with these three friends. Yeah, that's that's pretty much all I had in terms of the name of the area, but just something that we should keep in mind going forward. Uh-oh. It's almost very bad. We're out of stamina. Oh, that was unfortunate for this friend. A rotten crystal sword. Sword fashioned from pure crystal, a deed impossible for a human. It festers with scarlet rot. Enwreathed with powerful magic, its magic scales with intelligence. Okay, so in other words, the Crystallians were also followers of Malenia and or Miquella. Oh, okay, I get it. So the Haligtree is rotting. The Haligtree is the source of the scarlet rot. That makes sense. Oh, that's some dithering there. Okay, I understand finally. Don't remember which item explained that the Haligtree was rotting. But yeah, we definitely picked up an item recently which basically said that the Haligtree was rotting. And so, and if Miquella and Malenia are in league with one another as twins, it makes sense that if Malenia's scarlet rot is the source of the scarlet rot, rather, or she's spreading the scarlet rot, it makes sense that if Malenia is hanging out with the Haligtree, she's associated with the Haligtree, that, you know, it's possible that the Haligtree is itself the source of the rot, the scarlet rot in particular. Rose Rune level 5. Fingers. Yeah, I suppose you could liken those to fingers. Wow. What are these butterflies? I don't think we've seen those before. Beautiful. Oh, what are these noises I'm hearing? Sounds like an insect of some sort. It doesn't sound pleasant, whatever it is. What are these butterflies? Oh, what the... Oh, gosh darn you. Servants of rot. Which again makes sense if the tree itself is rotting. Oh, these are not crafting materials, they're just butterflies. Okay, fair enough. Butterfly friends. Oh, come on. Yep. That's gonna happen. When you just walk in Scarlet Rot. Oh, I am not a fan of this area already. Not a fan. You know, someone left a comment pointing out that we actually missed the cookbook for creating the boluses that we need. I think we missed it in the Shifra River well. However, I'm not sure that I want to go there just yet, so maybe we'll, at the start of the next episode, we'll start with some loose ends and go look for that. But for now, how many do we have? 7. So we can use those if we really need them, otherwise we can just use Flame Cleanse Me. Oh gosh, darn it. And of course we can't call Torrent, because that would be too easy. Ah, dreadful. Simply dreadful. Oh, we're gonna die, aren't we? Yeah, I can't say I'm a fan of this. I don't think I'm supposed to be, but still. Gosh darn it. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. So yeah, we'll just use target lock as that one kind message suggested. To try and clear this place out. There are many servants of rot in here. Oh no. Oh gosh darn it. Yeah, so I guess in keeping with the theme of this playthrough thus far, I've been telling lots of stories about animals I've interacted with over the years, terrible things I've done to animals, and of course about us as humans and how we don't really have the right to treat animals the way we do. And so I do actually have a story about a tree that I want to say I've told it on the channel before, but I'm not sure that I have. And more specifically about, I guess I have a couple tree stories, but about a rotting tree in particular. I was growing up, I'm very lucky to have grown up in a semi-detached home, because, yeah, that's rare nowadays. I guess it was rare back then as well, but yeah, I'm very lucky to have grown up in a semi-detached home in West Toronto. And out in front of our house, we had not a huge backyard, or a huge front yard, nor backyard, but a decently sized front yard. And in the front yard, we had a massive, massive tree. Like, the tree probably, you know, I don't date trees professionally or anything like that. I'm not an expert in the subject, but just given the size of the tree, I'd say it had to have been at least 100 years old, maybe 150, 200 years old, but this huge, towering tree with two massive branches. There is a picture of me somewhere. I don't know that I'll be able to find it. I think my mom has it somewhere probably, but there is a picture. How can we actually get up there? Oh, I think we'll be able to get up there by jumping on that other branch. But yeah, there's a picture of me somewhere, sort of, because there were two branches and then they sort of grew in their separate directions. And there's a picture of me with my legs extended, sort of keeping myself balanced in between the two branches of the tree. And then, I don't know, I would have been like 15 or something. And I came home one day from school, and the tree was gone. And there was just a stump in its place. And I was just like, what the heck happened here? And then I smelled it. And I was like, oh, a tree can rot. The whole neighborhood stank. Like, just, yeah, I guess, like, death really is the only way to put it. It was just absolutely rancid. And yeah, that was the first day that I smelled a rotting tree. And so, yeah, the city cut it down, not only because, I don't know how they knew this. I don't think we were consulted or anything. It just sort of happened. And I think that's because the legal framework for it was that the city owned something like the front, you know, the 50% of your yard that's closest to the street is actually owned by the city and not by you. So they didn't have to consult us. They just came and chopped it down. But, you know, they didn't really explain any of this at the time. At least I don't think so. Maybe they explained it to my parents, but I was not really privy to it anyway. But I think the idea was not only were the branches growing so tall that they were starting to interfere with electrical cables and cabling, but also the inside was rotting, and so there was the possibility that it could at some point fall over because, and you know, I guess in the absence of a brace or something, which they wouldn't do because why would they, that the tree could fall over and destroy several houses, particularly in a storm, is another risk that could happen, because the inside of the tree is sort of compromised. The structural integrity of the tree is compromised such that, yeah, at a certain point, if you get struck by light or by thunder or lightning, what is it? That lightning is just the flashes. So yeah, if it gets struck by thunder, it could easily fall over. Well, I say easily. It could fall over. Again, it was a massive, massive tree. And yeah, I think it's interesting, just the whole idea of Elphael, the brace of the Haligtree, because, you know, I suppose that's what you would have needed to, but even then it probably wouldn't work to ensure that that tree didn't fall and damage all the houses. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's pretty interesting, actually. I think the house I grew up in would have been built around the Second World War, 1940s, 1950s, or just following the Second World War. But that tree almost certainly would have predated the building of that house, which says that, you know, that area was once just littered with trees of presumably a similar size, and then they clear-cut parts of it, but left certain trees alone so that they could just sort of be in front of the houses. And yeah, it's just interesting that, okay, we love having trees, and we love having some part of nature as part of our neighborhoods, but then when it gets to a certain point where the trees threaten the aspects of civilization that we desire and value, like the electrical grid, then we're just like, okay, yeah, enough of this, get out of here. But yeah, the entire neighborhood stank like just death for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I want to say months. Like, it was a long, long time. And I remember neighbors looking at us with like side eyes, like, oh, I can't believe they did that. But it's like, it wasn't us, it was the city. We didn't have any choice in the matter. And would you rather the tree fall on your ugly house? Oh, man. Drainage channel. Sounds about right. Oh wait, so there was another spot we didn't explore there, wasn't there? And yeah, I said I had multiple tree stories. I guess the second tree story I have is that when I was perhaps around the same age, perhaps a bit younger, my parents bought me and planted for me. Oh yeah, I would have been much younger because obviously trees take a while to grow. So, I think they must have planted it for me when I was born or something like that. Okay, so that's where we entered the area. Oh yes, it's over here. So yeah, I must have been much younger because again, trees take a while to grow, and I have a memory of having a peach tree in the backyard, and the peach tree was I remember on several occasions eating peaches from the peach tree, which was really cool. I loved having a peach tree because yeah, peaches are delicious. And except that, of course, you realize that many of the peaches we do eat are, aided by pesticides and things like that, because once you have peach trees, you have pests that, and again, we consider them pests, but it's just sort of the natural way of things that there's food there and wildlife will go after the food. And yeah, that tree also got cut down, I think in part because of the extent to which it was attracting wildlife, but also because that tree was also rotting. So yeah, oh no, that's bad. Great ghost. Oh, of course, there's a tree spirit. Why wouldn't there be? I don't think we're gonna survive this. Definitely not like that, we're not. Oh, I can't even. This is dreadful from a gameplay perspective. How we managed. Flame, cleanse me, please. So again, the tree spirit here is rotten. Or the spirit of the tree has rotted. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah. So those are my tree stories. I certainly have other tree stories that I could tell. But yeah, I'll think about that and get back to you. But let's just warp back to the site of grace. Okay, we are close to leveling up again, so might as well just get that over with. Wow. Really, really cool, this area. I'm quite enjoying this. Okay, I can see some soldier friends down there. There's a rare item shiny. As usual, we want to go up before down. There are a couple of spots we can descend here. So hole in the roof here. Lots of servants of rot. There's a chest in there. Another hole here. So this is where we would like to drop down because you can actually land on the planks there. Gosh, I'm gonna fall, aren't I? Okay, that's of course they immediately spot you. Ouch. Oh no. This is gonna be bad. I don't think we have the healing to withstand this. Or maybe we do. Suppose we could just drop down and fight them. Oh gosh darn it. That probably would have been the easier thing to do. Well, you live, you learn. Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman. Legendary talisman of wrought iron depicting a massive ancient dragon. It enormously boosts physical damage negation. The ancient dragons who ruled in the prehistoric era before the Erdtree would protect their lord as a wall of living rock, and so it is that the shape of the dragon has become symbolic of all manner of protections, as we've read several times thus far. Okay, so I think this side is associated with a balcony, so we're going to want to drop down here. You stop it, friend. Took regret quite a while to get up from that. Yes, there's the balcony. Thank you. Nascent butterfly. Those things go through everything, it seems. Ionian butterfly. So this place may in fact be where Regret is from, given that he's part butterfly. Hamster butterfly alien. Oh. Alright. Another site of grace, okay. Wow, wasn't expecting that. Haligtree Roots, okay, so we'll leave that for now. Not gonna rest because I don't want to respawn all of these friends. I imagine the closer we get to the bottom, or closer we're getting to the actual boss of the area. Which I would think would have to be at the roots. Oh, this place is absolutely beautiful. Again, you can see all the leaves falling from the trees. Suggesting perhaps that, you know, the season of the Haligtree is up. Or something like that. Excuse me for 1 second. This looks like it could be a cool thumbnail image. So all of these friends are seemingly venerating the dead, but specific dead, not just the dead in general. Oh, I feel terrible, but I think we're gonna have to fight them though, because there are items here. Yeah, we'll try to avoid it insofar as it's possible. I should apologize in advance for this segment, because it's probable, if not likely, that the commentary will be essentially dog doo-doo. I mentioned in a recent episode that I've been burning the candle at all ends. Okay, I thought I saw something in the tree there. And yeah, that remains true, or if not true, then more true. If not true, then more true. That is more true today than it was at the time. I'm recording this on June 14th, which is a Wednesday. And I hope you're all still having a fantastic day. That looks kind of rough. Also, the water is flowing away from the wall for some reason, which doesn't really make any sense. Unless the water is passing underneath. But it looks like the wall continues under the water level. So yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah, I am recording this at 7 in the morning. I was up until 2 in the morning. And so I guess, yeah, my days look like this, which is I wake up early to record for this series, which, you know, I certainly don't regret. Heroes Rune level 5. And then I work full day, at least 8 hours. Usually in practice, it's supposed to be 9 to 5. Usually I end up working until 6, sometimes 6:15, 6:30, depending on what's happening at work. And then I try to spell my wife for a bit, take care of Aurelia of Astora. Oh, this Great Bow Archer sees us, I think. It just got up. So yeah, I try to spell Aurelia of Astora, spell my wife, and take care of Aurelia of Astora. Then it's her bath time and bedtime, so, you know, I read her books and stuff, 4 books in particular, to help prepare her for bed. And then I eat dinner. I eat dinner, I clean the kitchen, and then in the last few weeks what I've been doing after doing all that is, you know, of course I shower. I'm not showering, but I go back to my office and then work on a paper that is currently being revised for publication. And that is, I mentioned previously, the most recent postdoc I did. So right before my current job, I did a postdoc where I was exploring ways to support black students in computer science and computer engineering. Oh, nice heal job there, friend. Well done. I'm out of stamina. Oh, that's dreadful. And yeah, the paper was recently accepted with revisions. And because I'm the one who sort of led the... Oh, I'm stuck. Thank you. Friend knocked us loose. Because I'm the one who led the actual writing of the paper. It made sense for me to sort of take the lead on the revisions, even though, of course, I'm not doing the job anymore. I'm not like a postdoc anymore. So that means, you know, finding time to do that off the side of my desk. And in practice, that's meant working very late hours. And, you know, at a point where I'm not fully alert anymore. I'm not really there anymore. So it takes a lot longer. So, you know, when I said I've been burning the candle at all ends, that's been especially true in the last few weeks because I've been working on that. And, also, my grandmother's been unwell, so I've been visiting her at the hospital. So, you know, all of these things have taken up time, which has meant that I've not really had as much time for recording as I did in the preceding weeks. But, yeah, it is sort of what it is. That's also why when I did have time to record, and, you know, I blitzed through a whole series of episodes. That's why I was so intent on doing that, because I knew, you know, eventually I wasn't going to have that time for one reason or another, whether due to Aurelia of Astora's development or some other reason. And, yeah, so for all those reasons, I apologize if my commentary is terrible, because I am just dead tired right now. Probably should have kept sleeping, but, you know, I'm so used to waking up at 6 a.m. at this point that, you know, once it's 6 a.m., my eyes just sort of shoot open, and here we are. So, yeah, let me take a drink of coffee here, speaking of which. Alright, Lordsworn friends, I hope you enjoy. Keep worshipping. You're doing a great job, and I'm sure your fallen comrades appreciate your well wishes. So yeah, but thankfully, you know, I'm happy to report that last night I finished the revisions, and when you're doing revisions for publication, academic publication, you also have to sort of outline the various ways in which you've, you know, in addition to doing the actual revisions, you also have to outline the various ways in which you addressed the reviewers' feedback. And, you know, in this case, that part of the revisions had to be rather substantial. Okay, so the other side had all of the Lordsworn friends, and this side has all of the servants of Rot, which I, you know, have no problem murdering. So yeah, it was quite a bit of work, but it's done, and I've sent it back over to the person who is the lead author. I'm not the lead author simply because, you know, I felt it would be weird and problematic for a white person to be the lead author on a paper that was concerned with addressing anti-black racism in computer science and computer engineering. So, you know, I basically... and, you know, of course, because I wasn't the one who sort of conceived of the project to begin with, it just made more sense for my boss and supervisor to be the lead author and for me to be the second author. So, essentially, I've sent it back to the first author and said... okay, so these friends are all worshipping whatever this item shiny is, which makes me want it more. Oh no, that's dreadful. I don't think we're gonna survive this. Yeah, that was terrible. Okay, we have to use this tree for cover. So yeah, that's not, none of that, of course, is to say that I'm, you know, smarter or better equipped to have written the paper than the first author or any of the other authors on the paper, but rather just that, you know, you can be the smartest computer scientist in the world, but if you don't have a sort of framework for how to address something from a social scientific perspective, you know, your intelligence just doesn't matter. And I think, you know, this was one of those cases where all the people involved in the paper are just brilliant people, brilliant computer scientists, but they just, they haven't been trained. You know, they've been trained in a system in which it's believed that their meritocracy is a thing. Newman's rune, okay. So they were worshipping the Newman. Alright, sorry about that. I had to go tend to Aurelia of Astora. So what was I saying? I was saying that, and I guess I should point out, it's the following morning, so about 24 hours later. So I was saying that the other authors on the paper were brought up in computer science to believe that computer science is a meritocracy. It's a color-evasive meritocracy, which is to say, you know, the idea being that it doesn't matter what the color of your skin is, everyone has the same opportunities, and yeah, it's just, the only thing that matters is merit, how good a computer scientist you are, except that just unfortunately ignores the realities of what it means to be a person of color in certain fields. And whoa, that is really painful. Oh my goodness. That took off like half of our HP there. Thank you, trees. And yeah, the first iteration of this paper was not received tremendously well because of this sort of belief in the meritocracy. And so when I took on the postdoc, it was to the credit of the first author who brought me in. She understood at that point that, you know, it was a bit more complicated and that they needed someone who wasn't necessarily trained in computer science, but someone who understood the social scientific aspects of it to come in and help with the paper. And so, you know, on the one hand, yeah, I'm tremendously happy to be involved, especially, you know, given that it's a cause that I think is a very good one. On the other hand, it made it a bit difficult given that, you know, I'm not receiving a paycheck anymore, but, you know, we had to do all these revisions, and, you know, because I was the one who sort of led the charge in terms of the previous iteration of the paper, it was up to me to defend some of the decisions that I suggested needed to be made. And yeah, now thankfully I've done that. So hopefully I can get some more sleep, although don't know that I slept last night any more than I did the night prior, maybe like half an hour more. But yeah. Ghost Glovewort Picker's Bell Bearing level 3. Alright, so I think that's it for this area. On the one side we had all the Lordsworn who were venerating the dead that are buried here. On the other side we had all of these servants of rot. Okay, there's a large ladder, so maybe we're not done here. Yeah, on the other side we had a large contingent of Lordsworn who were I'm repeating myself. On the other side we had the Lordsworn who were venerating the dead, that seemingly their colleagues. And then on this side we had the servants of rot who were venerating something. There are, I guess, minor Haligtrees there, so maybe they were venerating the rotten minor rotten minor Haligtrees, who knows. Make sure there's no items over here. No. I was getting caught up on editing, and I've realized that we've missed, you know, I suppose I knew this at the time, but there was that room in, should we jump off here, or should we take the roots there? Let's take the roots. Unless this is how we initially access the area. If it is, I sincerely apologize. I've not seen any items as of yet, though. Oh my gosh, this is how we access the area, isn't it? It totally is. Yep. Okay, never mind. The inside of the church. Again, apologies, I'm recording these across several days. And that's one consequence of that. But the inside of the church is where the elevator is leading down. For some reason, I was momentarily under the impression that that was how we descended here, but that's, you know, where we need to go to descend further. So I don't remember the other point I was just making, so we'll leave it at that for now, and let's head back to that church. Or the Roots, rather. So, another 60,000 to level up, but I do have 2 of these, so why not? Oh, crud. It's overkill a little bit, but that's fine. Yeah, so the elevator we took down here leads up to that church. So, whoa. Okay, so a couple doors here. Doorways. What is this? Traveler set. Light yet sturdy clothes worn by young women who set off into the world to confront their fate. Light yet sturdy. Lots of Ionian butterflies here. So is this like a tomb? Are these like our bodies entombed under these tablets here, or gravestones? Not entirely sure. Yeah, this is, if you needed to farm Ionian butterflies, this is the place. This has to be a tomb. At least these things are. So, a different form of returning to roots, because obviously there are roots here everywhere. But, you know, they're not directly returning to roots. It's more of a symbolic returning to roots. Bringing the bodies down here so that they are... Okay, another elevator. We missed a butterfly there, but that's fine. Bringing the bodies down here so that they are close to the roots. Okay, where does this lead now? Up. These are quick elevators in this place. Oh. Is this... Have we been here before, or is... Yes, we have. Okay. Let's just warp back. It's quicker that way. Yeah, not really sure what the point of that is. I suppose the point of this room, in part, would be to provide a farming route. Or is it? Because how do you even reach those butterflies? And do the other butterflies even respawn? I'm not sure that they do. Because I feel like there were more in here before. So, yeah, who knows? Are those specifically identified as rare items? No. Alright, I'm really stalling here, so let's just get going. Okay, alright. No wonder I was stalling. I sensed that there was a boss fight coming up. Okay, probably don't need the witching branch, but we might need the polices. So let's see what this boss has in store. I'm still not sure what the point of that shortcut was, or that elevator. Oh, it's the woman from the trailer. And she is definitely rotting. So this is Malenia.
I dreamt for so long. My flesh was dull gold, and my blood rotted. Corpse after corpse left in my wake. As I awaited his return. Heed my words. I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella. And I have never known defeat.
Okay, yeah. I don't anticipate this going well for us. Oh my gosh, already we're half dead. Oh goodness. We're dead.
I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. We got absolutely obliterated. I wonder if parrying is an option. I don't know why I sorted it by that. We could perhaps use some more physical defense. So that's not Millicent then. So I'm wondering, like, we have to be missing something. Yeah, Would it be worthwhile going to check in with Gowry first? He did mention Millicent's mother. Presumably, that would have to be a reference to Malenia.
Ah, welcome, welcome. How may I help?
So, nothing. Okay, the bull goat greaves help some. Okay, we have a new helmet, I think. Alright, I think we are fully optimized. Oh, thanks for the rating, friends. Okay, I've also upgraded our finger seal to plus 23 so that we're doing a little bit of additional damage. I might want to reallocate at some point the levels we put into intelligence, reallocate those into faith, because that will increase the amount of damage we're doing with our order seal. But yeah, it's just a thought for what we might do going forward. But for now, let's give this a shot again. Also want to try parrying this time. Now we're even close. Where are my runes? There they are. The music is quite something. So is she regenerating health? I think she is. With every hit. Ooh, that hurts. She is indeed. Every single hit she regenerates health. That's going to be difficult to manage.
I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella.
So either parrying does not work, or we just don't have the skill to parry her. So let's try with just dodging. I don't know if there's any point. Yeah, let's not bother with the rune arc just yet. Excuse me, because yeah, if we can't hit her anyway, I don't know what the point of using the rune arc is, so we have to get used to her attacks first. Very long delay on these attacks. Oh. She staggers a bit. Which we're gonna... Oh, that hurts.
I am Malenia,
Wow.
Blade of Miquella.
I don't know how we survived that. Out of stamina, got greedy. I have a feeling there's going to be a second phase. Ouch. Oh no. Are you joking? How was she not? Oh. Oh, come on. Yeah, second phase, okay. Is this where Millicent comes to her aid? Uh-oh.
Wait.
The rot. Oh. Whoa.
The scarlet bloom flowers once more.
Okay, that's cool.
You will witness true horror.
Indeed, friend.
Rot.
Okay, Sephiroth, eat your heart out. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're dead. Oh my god. Pardon my language. Oh, we're dead.
Flesh be consumed by the scarlet rot.
Alrighty, this is one of the more cool boss fights in the game, I gotta say. Okay, I think we are going to reallocate our flasks. Don't think we need the... whatever the FP one is, this Cerulean Tears. Gosh darn it. Not off to a good start.
I am Malenia, blade of Miquella.
hyper armor. That's just one of those animations you can't interrupt.
Blade of Miquella.
Not a good start.
I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella.
Alright, a couple of things have occurred to me. So this obviously didn't make sense to us before the boss fight. Or in particular before we got to the second phase of the boss fight. But it does now. This was the Scarlet Rot blooming for Millicent. Or out of Millicent. Or out of which Millicent emerged, I don't know, but I don't know where Millicent is. Because the item we picked up here I've since realized is the set that Millicent was wearing, the Traveler's clothes. Worn by young women who set off into the world to confront their fate. And so, I think that means we failed her questline, because I suspect that otherwise we would find her here maybe in human form. So, I believe there's some sort of intermediate step that we've completely missed here. I wonder if there's any way to get up into the flower. Doesn't look like that's intended though. You can't hit it or anything. Well, you can hit it but nothing happens. Okay, so that's Millicent. So I have a couple notes here actually. Because it's now a day since we last died to the boss. It's June 17th, on Saturday, 6:30 in the morning. I hope you're all still having a fantastic day today. Okay, Traveler set equals Millicent. I have in my notes here. Guidance of Grace. Yeah, so another thing I noted is that the Guidance of Grace is leading us to the Flame of Frenzy. It is not leading us here. And, you know, I think the reason for that is rather obvious, which is that the Greater Will doesn't want us to be here. This boss fight is presumably optional. Doesn't really have anything to do with what the Golden Order wants us to do, because this is a completely different tree. The Haligtree, which is another thing I looked up. And Halig means holy. So, I think, again, rather obvious. But something that I've not pointed out up to this point. And the Erd tree, by comparison, Erd is, I believe, the prefix for earth. So earth tree versus holy tree. So, in other words, this is, I guess, does that mean this is like the tree of the gods, whereas the Erd tree is the tree of the planet? I don't know. I don't know if there's any significance to the distinction there. I'm sure there is, but maybe it's just lost on me. 1 second while I have a sip of coffee. That's good stuff. Okay. You know, we've changed around our armor and everything. We have 14 flasks. We've done all of these things, and we're still getting obliterated. So I think it's time to really try parrying, I think. Try despair. Okay, yeah. I do have other notes, but they're notes that we'll deal with in the next episode, I think. So instead, let's just give this a shot, see what happens. Oh. Okay, someone left a comment about our boss fight with... Who was it? The Godskin Apostle. And they said something about having to parry them multiple times in order to land a riposte. And so I assume it's the same here. Gosh, you have to actually land the parries though for that to work. Which we're obviously not doing. God, panic dodges. Not working out. What a time for a relay of Astora to wake up. I'm distracted by the baby monitor in front of me here. Okay, I've lost sight of my purpose.
I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella.
Okay, so we parried her either twice or 3 times there. I think it was twice. The other thing I've since noticed is that I've been pronouncing Miquella incorrectly the entire playthrough. Because obviously I don't think we've heard any... Or maybe we heard Gideon. Okay, so we did parry again, okay. Missed that time. Oh, I can't parry jumping attacks. Ooh. Okay. Oops. So 3 times. 3rd time's a charm. Gosh darn it. Okay, can't parry grab attack. Which, of course, makes sense. Gosh, and there goes all the progress. She's fully healed up. Can you backstab her? I don't think so.
I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella.
Darn it. to learn to recognize these moves. The flowers in the boss fight are Miquella's lilies, I think. Gosh darn it.
I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella.
Yeah, indeed. A flower signifying faith in the Haligtree, thought to be beloved by the Empyrean Miquella in his youth. So it started to fade and wilt. A light purple water lily that is on the verge of wilting. Very interesting. Yeah, a lot of things I'm just starting to put together now that are fairly obvious in retrospect. Scarlet Rot, presumably in reference to Malenia, being that it's the source of the rot, and she has red hair. And her colors are obviously red. Or red and gold, I guess. Oh, how did I miss that? Dreadful. No, that's the grab attack. This is not going well. You know, I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't be bothering with the parry because I just don't think I have the skill to be able to do the whole boss fight like that. Gosh. I knew that was coming, but I think I need to roll into it instead of trying to roll away. Oh, not quick enough. Yeah, the timing on these is not exceptionally generous. That was just dreadful timing on my part. Can't blame the game for that one. Oh, it's a jumping attack. Yeah, if you attack, you do not have time to parry afterwards. If it takes me that long to get one riposte, then I don't think it's worth it. I've no doubt there are plenty of people who can parry this friend to death, but I don't know that I'm skilled enough to do that. I'm not saying it's not possible, but just... see, just missing the basic parries. Jumping attack. Yeah, and I want to talk about the chair also, and the fact that she was sitting on that chair, just sort of touching the roots. I think that's interesting as well. After, oh gosh darn it. Wasted that flask. Slow. Yeah, there she's almost at full health again.
Blade of Miquella.
Okay, it's really good to know that we can parry. However, again, I don't think I have the skill for it, so I think we're just going to try dodging. I'm not even going to keep my buckler out, just to resist the temptation. Gosh darn it. Walked right into all of those attacks. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay, this strategy is not working out much better. Panic dodges. Dreadful.
I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella.
So I'm assuming the HP regen is a property of the sword she uses. I suppose we'll see after we get our hands on the remembrance. Gosh.
I am Malenia,
Terrible.
Blade of Miquella.
No, not really. No. Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone. I know that's going to disappoint.
Dear Miquella. Oh, dearest Miquella. My brother. I'm sorry. I finally met my match.
No, you haven't. I'm sorry, everyone. I know it's going to disappoint a great many people. People are going to be annoyed that I summoned my spirit tier for that boss fight, but I just... and maybe I'm tired and grumpy because it's now 8 in the morning. I started recording today at 6:30, and I've just been, beating my head against the wall and just not knowing how the heck am I going to be good enough to beat Malenia. And, I wasn't. She said I met my true match, but really the only reason we defeated her is that we summoned the Mimic tier, which allowed us to absolutely obliterate her. Like, that was not even remotely fair. But yeah, so my apologies. I just, I'll try that again, maybe in New Game Plus, but at a certain point I was just getting very frustrated and not having a great time, and just, thinking about my recording session completely evaporating. And Remembrance of the Rot Goddess and Malenia's Great Rune. So again, I know it's going to be controversial, but frankly, I don't really care because I was starting to not have fun, and this playthrough is supposed to be fun. So, there's that. And, you could say that I robbed myself of the feeling of satisfaction of defeating Malenia, but I feel very satisfied right now. So there is that. Remembrance of the Rot Goddess. Remembrance of Malenia, Goddess of Rot, hewn into the Erd Tree. The power of its namesake can be unlocked by the Finger Reader, etc., etc. Miquella and Malenia are both children of... Okay, hold on. Miquella and Malenia are both the children of a single god. As such, they are both Empyreans, but suffered afflictions from birth. One was cursed with eternal childhood, and the other harbored rot within. Oh, so Miquella's like Peter Pan? Okay, that's really interesting. The great rune of the Shardbearer Malenia, devoid of any benediction. Seek the isolated divine tower which stands beyond the lost great bridge. Thank goodness. Oh, we can take off this hideously ugly armor and stuff as well. Malenia, Goddess of Rot, as you would expect. So, one thing you didn't see is that we reallocated some stats. And, including lowering our intelligence to 13. I think we put some levels into dexterity as well, which I reverted. And I put 3 points into arcane just to increase our vitality a little bit. I don't know how worth it was. It looks like it's only 1 point each, so probably not worth it at all. But yeah, we did it regardless. So now I guess, let's put some levels into faith. Okay, interesting. Let's get our outfit in order. Oh gosh darn it. Can't wield our bow. So we need to fix that. We need 14 in dex. So I think before we go to the Roundtable Hold. And you'll see I used a ton, maybe 20 odd rune arcs. So you can probably get a sense that I was pretty desperate and just wanted the boss fight to be over. I didn't want to deal with it anymore. I just wanted to move on. So, maybe it's a great boss fight. I remember feeling dreadful about the Fume Knight and hating the Fume Knight at first, but eventually that became one of my favorite Souls bosses ever. So, I suppose it's just one of those things. You have to... How would this look without the cape, I wonder? Let's see. I guess it does have a certain... Makes us look rather slender. Actually, I don't hate this. So maybe we'll keep it like this. Okay, what was the other thing we needed to fix? We needed to reallocate our flasks. Apologies, everyone. I know this is a bit of an anticlimax, but... Okay, I want to see... Pick up our 0 runes. Okay. Can actually get a look at the rest of the boss fight here. Or the boss room, pardon me. And so, when we first entered the boss room, Malenia was sitting in this chair, touching the roots. So... I think the suggestion is supposed to be that, yeah, she's the source of the rot that is in the tree. But yeah, maybe we'll go to the Roundtable Hold to learn some more. First, I wanted to go see if the other Scarlet Rot bloom, if there's any sign of Millicent. Beyond her armor, which we've already picked up. And no, it does not look that way. Yeah, I'm certain that I messed something up with Millicent's questline. Okay, before we're gonna go to the Roundtable Hold. In the meantime, you won't see it, but I'm gonna actually go to the Raya Lucaria Grand Library to reallocate my stats to put those arcane points back into Dex. So I will see you at the Roundtable Hold.
You have returned. What is it?
Hand of Malenia. Blade built into Malenia's prosthetic arm. Through consecration, it is resistant to rot. Malenia's war prosthesis symbolize her victories. Some claim to have seen wings when the weapon was raised aloft. Wings of fierce determination that have never known defeat. Unique skill, waterfowl dance. Perform a series of one-footed leaps in the manner of a waterfowl to unleash a swift yet graceful slashing combo. Repeated inputs allow for up to 2 follow-up attacks. Scarlet Ionia, technique of Malenia, the goddess of rot, creates a gigantic flower that blooms into an explosion of scarlet rot. Each time the scarlet flower blooms, Malenia's rot advances. It has bloomed twice already. With the 3rd bloom, she will become a true goddess. So, is that with the 3rd? So the 3rd bloom was the one we witnessed in the transition from the first phase of the boss fight to the second phase of the boss fight. That's how I'm going to interpret that. Don't know if that's accurate or not, but Malenia's winged helm. Winged helm made of unalloyed gold, worn by Malenia, blade of Miquella. Malenia awaited Miquella at the foot of the husk. My brother will keep his promise. He possesses the wisdom, the allure of a god. He is the most fearsome Empyrean of all. So, this is like a Valkyrie helmet. Which I think is from Norse mythology. And I think the idea behind Valkyrie helmet is... I looked this up not that long ago. I think it's the chooser of the dead or something like that it translates to. And they're the ones who were responsible for choosing soldiers to go meet Odin or something like that. I can't remember. I don't know what that's supposed to mean in the context of this game. Or if they just thought it was a cool design and added it in. Given that she's a blade of Miquella, that perhaps she's choosing people to die to benefit Miquella in some way. I don't know. Maybe when we go to the to Mohg's palace, we'll get some answers. We'll see. Malenia's armor made of unalloyed gold, worn by Malenia, blade of Miquella. Malenia, okay, so it's the same description.
Now go forth. Let the words of the fingers guide you.
Okay, wow. I was expecting a bit more there, but I think more of the mystery will be unraveled when we actually go and potentially encounter Miquella.
You. What is it? So, the Haligtree, now but a husk. I heard speculation Miquella embedded himself in the Haligtree. But, before he could finish, someone cut the tree open and absconded with his infant form. Indeed. It seems those words held weight. How vexing that the All-Knowing didn't have the full story. Perhaps the Queen's sorrow was justified. My apologies. Lost myself for a moment there. The information you shared is of great value. As promised, your reward. A secret right, known only to me. You are a true fellow. All I ask is that you remain constant.
Lord's Divine Fortification.
There are 4 more demigods possibly located.
That's funny he's saying this. Yeah, we've already met Miquella, friend.
His twin, Malenia.
Or sorry, we met Malenia.
Luna Princess
and Ronnie.
Daughter to Renala, and the one
okay, so it's just Mohg, or the Lord of Blood, and okay, shush. It's just the Lord of Blood and Miquella at this point. So, Incantation taught to Gideon the All-Knowing by the 2 fingers greatly increases holy damage negation for the caster and nearby allies. Hold to continue praying and delay activation. Gideon gained true knowledge after his long exchange with the 2 fingers, discovering all had been broken long ago, that the trembling fingers bent with age, and the Erdtree itself were no exception. So, in other words, yeah, we're in some other dimension where things can be sort of held in stasis, seemingly. You can purchase up to level 6 smithing stones and level 9 close glove ward, so that's good. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Yeah, we have a few things to tie up in the next episode before we head to the Lord of Blood's palace, so I hope you'll join me. But thank you all very, very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!